very short. Testing. So 3 minutes.
Time starts now.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you a story about myself. I grew up in a typical Filipino household, meaning average income, barely surviving, and loves Jollibee. I have two sisters. My mom is a housewife. My dad works in a cargo ship, so he's a seaman. My dad works 9 months in the sea traveling the road. He comes home to us every 9 months to rest for 2 months. I was the only man in the house, but I barely spent a day with my family. So I'm always out with my friends, doing whatever stupid things I do. So I spent most of my teenager life outside with my friends, drinking and doing stupid stuff. It was a very memorable life, but not a story to be proudly told. Even though I grew up with my sisters, I was never really close with them. We always fight, and I cannot stand to be at home because my mother always takes my sister's side whenever we have arguments. But I love my parents. I love my sisters. Hopefully, they feel the same. I never really told them how much I love them because I'm not very good with words. I'm not very good with expressing my feelings through words. That's why I hate meeting with new people. I hate small talk. This before. I hate small talk. I hate gatherings. In short, I hate people. I only want to spend time with my friends who I consider my brothers and my family. They are the only ones I trust. Going back to when I was still in high school in 2005, 15 years ago, I was at school in a flag ceremony assembly. I saw this girl. Skinny, broad shoulders, almost like a swimmer. Boyish posture and a boisterous laugh. A laugh so loud and big you will see what she ate for lunch. That was my wife, Kisley. Yeah, the woman God gave me as my partner in crime. I'm a type of person that when I want something, I do all things necessary to have it. And that's what I did with Kisley. So I pulled a knife to her neck and asked her to marry me. No, I just pulled my wallet and showered her with money. No, I was poor. I'm always broke. So I pursued her like every other students in the school, going against good-looking boys and even my closest friends. In the end, I was victorious. Losers. Who would have thought? Kisley and I dated for a long time, on and off during high school to college. We did a lot of memorable things together, a lot of experiences that I will cherish forever. Maybe some of you are wondering, why am I telling a story about my relationship with Kisley? Well, Kisley has a big role in my life. I feel like Kisley was given to me by God to show me the way to Him. Kisley became a Christian when we broke up during college. So, advice to you guys, if you have a boyfriend that you want to be a Christian with, break up with him or break up with her. She went to Singapore to work. Meanwhile, I was in the Philippines working as a graphic designer, spending my salary on my car, making it look good for the chicks. Alcohol, drugs, women, and gambling. I was living a very worldly life, but I label myself as a Christian because my friends are Christian as well. So I feel like if they're Christian, I had to be Christian too. So that was stupid. I was an in and out Christian, not really a Christian. I was like going inside the church, listening to go out. Then after that, I smoke, I drink, I do whatever stupid I do. So I go to church with my friends every once in a while when we feel guilty about the things we did during the week. So Monday to Saturday, we drink, we smoke, we do. Then on Sunday, we go to church because we feel guilty about what we did, which is, I don't know. We go to church and barely even listen. And after that, we go to the parking lot, smoke cigarettes while we talk about the girls that we saw in church. I was so stupid, but still I call myself a Christian. Every time I remember that, I cringe. It's like, one day I was browsing Facebook and I saw Kisley, that she was back from Singapore and she was in the Philippines for vacation. This time we were broken up, we were not together, so I immediately messaged her and asked her if we could meet for drinks because it was her birthday. And I wanted to catch up. That night, I felt the spark again. I fell in love with her again. And so a few days after chatting and calling, she became my girlfriend again for the fourth time. It was a long distance relationship. Now going back to my sister, sorry. This story sequence is so bad. I was drinking with my friends one night when I received a call. It was my sister. My sister during that time was studying med and stays in a dorm near her school. I'm halfway, guys, sorry. My sister called and told me, Kuya, which is older brother, I need money because my allowance is not enough for the rest of the week. So I went to her and gave her money. After that, I went back to my friends and continued drinking. Later that night, actually it was in the morning, it was 3 a.m. in the morning, I got another call. This time it was my sister's friend. She said my sister was in the hospital. I asked why, but she didn't tell me. So I rushed to the hospital, driving drunk and worried. When I got there, a nurse spoke to me. She said my sister was fine, but surprise, she's pregnant. She got dizzy and collapsed because she's pregnant. That's why she was in the hospital. I was shocked. I never thought that this would happen to my sister because my sister was very good. She's like the obeying child. She's I don't know. She's like the opposite of me. I was furious. I asked my sister's friend where her boyfriend is, and they said he won't be coming to the hospital because he was tired. My sister collapsed, and she's in the hospital, and the guy won't come to the hospital because he was tired. I was so mad. So I told them to tell that guy if he doesn't come to the hospital, I'll go to his dorm and drag him here. Eventually, after a few minutes, the boyfriend came. The moment I saw him, I did what every stupid brother would do. I dragged him outside the hospital and I Manny Pacquiao'd his face. My sister saw what happened to his boyfriend. For some reason, that night, my sister snapped. She went crazy, like literally crazy. Like she developed a different personality and she became a different person. We came to a point where my sister was placed in a mental ward for a few weeks. It was a very serious situation. The psychologist told us that the reason behind this was my sister was dealing with so much pressure because of exams and pressure of knowing what will happen if my brother or my parents finds out about her being pregnant. I blame myself for that because most of my time I spent it with my friends and I forgot about taking care about my sisters. So I told my mom I need to get out of this country. There's nothing good for me here. I I will always end up drunk with my friends with no plans about my future. I need to get my life straight. So my plan was to go to Singapore, follow Kisley there. I sold my car, saved money for my job hunt expenses in Singapore. Life in Singapore was bittersweet. We were always tired, stressed, and we barely have time to spend with each other. So when you're in Singapore and you're looking for a job, you have a month to look for a job. If you cannot find the job for a month, you go back home to the Philippines with nothing. So I was searching for a job and I ended up with this very bad job in Singapore. Anyway, we worked hard. We saved up and got married there. Every Sunday, Kisley always dragged me to church with her. We went to a Baptist church for a few weeks and I volunteered to get baptized just to make Kisley happy. I never really did it for myself. I saw how strong Kisley's faith is. She prays a lot and I pray with her, but I'm just listening. Everything we do, she prays for it. We never really liked the first church we went to. Everyone was staring at me because of how I look. I mean, if you look at me, I feel like everyone was judging me. So we looked for a different church, started attending Every Nation Singapore. We liked going there, but we never really talked to anyone. Like, we never joined the group or anything. Kisley and I discussed our plans back then about our future. We both agreed that Singapore is not a great place for us. We needed a place where we can spend time with each other, have our own house, and have a peaceful, stress-free life. Canada was too far and too cold. The US is scary because of the bombings and the terrorism attacks. UK is not ideal to raise a child, so we ended up in Australia. We applied and waited for 3 years to get our visa. We almost lost hope, but we prayed and entrusted everything to the Lord. We kept telling each other God has plans, and we will follow. If it's not His will to bring us to Australia, so then we wait for what He has planned for us. Eventually, we got the visa. Tears poured and we were so overwhelmed and excited. Fast forward to when we get here. When we got here, the first thing we did was to find a church. So Kisley searched online and she found Every Nation Canberra. And even better, we found out that Joe Damango is the pastor. We were curious and excited, so we went. And from that day on, our lives have changed. I was happy, but at the same time, honestly, I was happy and at the same time I was uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable because there's only a few people attending and everyone knew each other closely. Like I said, I hate gatherings, small talks, but then people started approaching me. Kuya Dondi, Ate Tono, Pastor Joe. My initial plan was my old habit, church habit. Go in, listen, go out. So in and out again. But there was something about the small church that made me feel home. Kisley told me to try and attend one-to-one with her together with Kuya Dondi, Ate Tonette, Donna, Aaron, Ray, and Sharon. At first I told myself, fine, again, I'll do it to make Kisley happy. So when we started our tag group and one-to-one, it's weird because I got involved. I got involved to the point that I enjoyed it. This kind of relationship with people never happened to me before because, yeah, I hated people. Only with my close friends, I had no worries, I had no doubts. I felt comfortable, I felt friendly. I don't hate people anymore. Gatherings are fun and there's no such thing as small talk anymore. Actually, I started talking a lot, I don't know why. I felt happy. Sometimes I think there's something in the snacks that Ate Tonette served us during our tag groups. I have met the most wonderful people here in church. Friends through Christ, people I feel I can trust. I don't have enough time to tell all the bad experiences I had before, but I think all the bad things that happened to me led me here. God kept on giving me lectures so that I would seek Him. I got into 4 brutal car accidents from drunk driving but I'm still here. I almost got beaten. I almost went to jail. I almost lost myself to drugs. But God never let anything bad happen to me. I was so unfair to God, I feel like. I know now what my purpose is. I know now why He kept me away from harm. I know now why I'm here. My bad experiences are not bad at all. I'm happy I had it. Without it, I wouldn't know who God really is. And even though I was in the deep trenches of life, God never left me. I believe I'm here because God wants me to serve His church. To use our life experiences as testimony on how God worked in our lives. Today I'm giving my life to the Lord. Worries will never be my worries.
Today, I will be declaring my love and faith to Him.
So my life verse, as a kid, I liked watching wrestling. And my favorite was Stone Cold Steve Austin. Yeah. And his tagline was his made-up verse called Austin 3:16, which states, F fear, F meaning the four-letter curse word. F beer, drink beer, which basically means I'm fearless when I'm drunk. That was my life verse. I can do anything if I'm drunk. Give me a beer, I'll do anything. Now my life verse is Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through God who strengthens me. Meaning I'm fearless, but not with beer anymore. Not with that. Thank you.